What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Dead State, where I think we're going to drop off this lighter with this girl over here. I'm going to save before I do it because last time she totally janked out on us. But I think maybe if we turn it in, something good will happen. There has to be some point in us going in there and getting the lighter. Like, if you're going to fight your way all the way up to the top, that lighter has to be super valuable. It has to have some sort of tangible, either social or like trading value. And so I figure since we already saw the quest when we came in here before, we should at least try. So let's break the door down. And as was she in the next building over? Maybe she was in the next building over. We're all full up on loot. If you're wondering why I'm not rifling through all the shelves right now, first and foremost, it's very, very impolite to shoot people's shells. Secondly, it's because we're full up on space, so there's not much that I can do about it. Maybe she was in here. I don't remember. Let's kick all the doors down until we find out. Let's be as terrifying as possible before we interact with this human being. Jillian. What is it? I'd like to introduce myself. Okay, so we already read through this, I think. So I'm going to go through really, really fast. Alright, so I think there was a understood. Talk to you later. There it is. And so we'll step out of her. Oh, there's a Z right here. Weirdly enough, where did she come from? She must have come from around the way somewhere. Let's get rid of her so we can go back outside. Alright, so now that she's down... Oh, good, it's letting us leave the building this time. I don't know what happened last time, but last time it locked us inside the building. So where's the lighter at? Who's got the lighter? Anybody? There it is. So it needs to be Paul that talks to her, I guess, since he's got the lighter. I don't know if it works like that, but we'll try it. You should join my shelter. We could help you. You mean, you seem okay, but I'm not going to leave while those guys are around. They're the type to shoot on sight. You said they took something from your boss, right? That's weird. It looks like the thing should be down here somewhere. Yeah, we have it. Maybe it needs to be on Tweedletime. Maybe it's working like it does back at the base where Tweedletime has to have the item. So let's go and we'll give it to our noble spearman here. I don't know how noble Tweedletime is. Thus far in this playthrough, I think we've been pretty noble. I don't think we've been ignoble. Ignoble seems like you're mixing like noble with igneous petrology, and so I like it. You've been ignoble. There we go. Is this the lighter you're looking for? Oh my gosh, it is! I guess either you stole it, which means you're pretty quick, or you killed the guy who took it, which means you're tough. Either way, it's a relief. Hey, you should keep it. I mean, it was never mine, so... Anyhow, thanks. Why don't you join up with us? We got a shelter over in Splendid. It's not a palace, but it's safe. Well, safer. Yeah, okay. Let me get my stuff and I'll be ready to go. Good to hear it. When I head out of here, follow along. Oh, good. We finally got... Okay, so we fixed that. I like it when we fix random things that are left over from previous in the... I guess... Do we need keys or anything for a helicopter? How does a helicopter ignition start? Does that have a key or like how does that function? Helicopter pilots out there, how does your helicopter start? I've always wondered that. Like when there's a jet fighter, do you just like get in and you like push a button and it's like bzzz, and it just like turns the hell on? And then you do all your checks with all your levers and switches and stuff and then you just go and they just figure anybody in the cockpit is authorized to be there in the first place on base? Or is there like a special thing you have to do before you're allowed in the cockpit or something? Like how does that work? I don't know. Maybe there's somebody that watches my channel that's like a jet fighter pilot or something, which would be the coolest shit ever. So if you're a jet fighter pilot, good for you, man. Good for you, or madam. Good for either of you. Regardless, that's pretty badass. I had an uncle who was going to be a jet fighter pilot, and he made it to the last phase of his training, but he couldn't pull 10 Gs or 9 Gs or something like that without blacking out. He would always get sick and throw up and black out, and that was the one thing that kept him from being a jet fighter pilot. He could do everything else. His grades were amazing, like he was pretty much fast-tracked all throughout his military career, and that he just couldn't do it. He said he did it over and over and over again. He said they gave him loads and loads of chances because he said his resume was really good and they wanted him to be part of it, but he said he just couldn't do it. Every single time he'd get up there and black out, and he just couldn't bring it home. He said he could handle 5 Gs, 6 Gs, whatever, but he said the second you started to get up to those really, really nasty ones that you have to do in order to qualify to be a fighter pilot, he said he couldn't do it. He said he'd have trouble every single time. It's sad, though, but I told you guys my story about the ranger that I knew when I was a kid who got his eye put out during a training drill, and his entire life he'd gone to West Point and all that kind of stuff, like, was destined for high rank in the military and everything, and then put his eye out, and then honorable discharge right there. They didn't need him anymore. It was just like, well, damn. It must be very, very disorienting to go through your life knowing what your purpose is, and then to have that yoinked out from underneath you based on just, like, happenstance, just like your physical configuration with regards to the uncle. And then with the other guy, the guy that I knew, I've never seen him move in his wheelchair. I didn't even know that movement was possible for Davis. He usually just like sits in here. I've never seen him animated before. I guess he's not animated. He's sort of just like sitting still doing like this creepy floaty slidey thing. But that works. We've dropped off all the stuff here. I don't think I want to loot that place just yet. Like, what do we even do with it? Like, we've gone in there. Should we go back and fiddle with the helicopter more? Or maybe later on in the game they're like, hey, there's a helicopter that I heard about, and now we've just like pre-cleared it all out. I don't know how that's going to work, but I feel as though we've probably done something that we're a tad ahead of the curve for. We need to bring Priscilla along with us to wherever that location was that she wanted to go. And so I think taking out Vic is probably a good idea. I think we'll take out Vic and give him a day off so that we can bring... Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, everybody needs a day off every now and again. I'll tell you what, there are days when I need a day off for sure. I need the hell out of there. So let's see here. Who did I miss? Paul? Everybody's unloaded right now? Good. That means we're not going to be riding heavy. Let's get back out here. Let's get back out here. We've got stuff to accomplish. Let's go back with Priscilla real fast. I think I've got her assigned to farming duty right now. She's up there growing all of our potatoes and radishes and weed and what? What did I say? No, nothing. We're not growing anything illegal up there. What are you talking about, officer? We'll go back over here and Agro Moss will take over with the farming once we get Fiona all nice and unsituated. Typically, I try and get people situated, but we'll unsituate her for right now. We'll put her on no job. That means that I can put... Where did she go? Agro! Where'd you run off to? There she is, down at the bottom. We'll give her... Oh, she can't farm because it's not morning. Okay, well, that doesn't matter then. Let's take Vic out. We'll give him a little bit of relaxation time, or maybe we'll have him heal. He did take a lot of damage, so there it is. Well, no, he didn't. Never mind. What am I talking about? Let's just grab Priscilla. We'll throw her in the party, and she wanted to go visit a place. So we need to get her equipped out. What was her skill set real fast before we go any further? I probably should have looked at that before I left. But Priscilla, what are your jobs? She has range skill, and that's about it. I assume from, I don't know, maybe shooting coyotes or something. I don't know where she got the range skill from, but it'll have to do for right now. We'll strap her up with the best weapon we could possibly put on her. I don't know what her AP is going to look like either. It might be quite poor considering we've never taken her out before. I also don't know what her strength is, so we'll probably want to go light. She's wearing nothing but shoes, so she's been nude up inside of our base with nothing for shoes this entire, or nothing but shoes this entire time. Alright. She's confident with her body. Be proud of that. Be proud of that. I don't know if I could walk around naked with just shoes on. I'd be all embarrassed. Just be like, don't look at me! Nobody look at me! What do I have left over? I know I have riot gear around here somewhere. I have to. Riot gear? I have no riot gear, really. Alright, well, we'll put that on her because that'll be pretty good. We'll give her the leg accessories. We'll give her a motorcycle jacket for right now. And then we'll give her, on her arms, just some hard knuckle gauntlets for the extra ballistic resist. She's not super ready for combat right now, but it'll take the edge off. She's got 20% resist. I suppose I could throw her in an even bigger, badder piece of armor, but I don't see the point for right now. I don't think we're going to get shot at or anything out here. This is probably going to be fairly simple. We'll probably go out there, something's going to go wrong, and then that's going to be that. So we'll give her maybe the silenced MP5. Doesn't seem like a bad plan. Maybe use those to knock off some zombies while we're out here. 99 bullets up in there, 99 bullets up in there, and that's just going to be her thing for right now. Back out we go to the great outdoors, the not-so-great outdoors, now that nature and mankind itself have been ravaged by the zombie plague. I wonder if Max is fixed now that he's walking around. Maxwell, you want to join me? That's my cat's name. James. James Maxwell is my cat's name. I don't call him James very often. Typically, he just goes by Max, so we're looking for... Where did she want to go? I'll recognize it when I see it. The State Fair, was that it? Medieval Times Restaurant. Have you guys ever been to Medieval Times? So if you don't know what Medieval Times is, it's like a... It's hard to describe, actually. So Medieval Times, what it is in a nutshell, is it's dinner and a show. And so you go there and you pay an exorbitant amount of money. Like, it's a lot of money. It's really expensive. And you get seated in these balconies, and it's all medieval. The entire place is in period. All the people waiting on you, all the people that are part of the place are part of the performance, and so they're all in on the act. I guess she wanted to go to the state fair, so we'll take her out there. And you're assigned to a team, which is a color like blue, green, red, whatever. And then you have jousts and you have melee fights, and they serve you dinner. There's probably about 800 people there. There's a lot of people there, like seriously. Every single night there are a ton of people there, and you have to book it well in advance too, as far as I know. But anyways, it's a lot of fun. Just be aware, it's expensive, but if you come to the United States, there's one in Los Angeles. I think there might be one in Anaheim, maybe. I think there's one in Texas. I think there's one in Arizona or like Phoenix or something. There's 5 or 6 of them. You could go to the website, figure out where they are. But if you end up being in the area, I highly recommend it. It's not cheap, but it's fun, and it's like a one-time experience that... And they actually, it's not scripted. When they fight, I'm pretty sure it's not scripted anyways. Like, everything looks pretty real, because at the end of the night, I've gone 2 or 3 times now over the course of my entire life. Whenever I go to LA, I try to go. And over the course of my life, I've gone, oh yeah, they serve you period meals, too. Clowny says, I've got you now. Your name is Clowny? That's not a very original name for a clown. Clowny the Clown, really? That's the best that you could do. They're laughing at me, though. This is a little unnerving. She said she wanted to come here. Do I have to talk to her or something while we're here? Priscilla, how do you feel about this? Is this where she wanted to go? I feel like my memory is failing me right now. Like I need to go back and watch the footage just to make sure, but I think she said she wanted to go to the state fair, even though it was a den of debauchery and sin. Although those tend to be the best dens, in all honesty. Like, there are some very, very comfortable dens, but the ones that involve debauchery and sin tend to be my favorites. Let's go over here. We've got a guy over there who's saying, get away from my stuff. You're 2 mannequins posing in, I guess, the most sassy manner possible, and then some pitchforks. That's your stuff, huh? That's what you got. Alright, well, now you got some buckshot. You got some buckshot in your chest, so that's a plus. Moving on up in the world. That guy's got a chainsaw, which is all kinds of bad. Another one bites the dust, however. Let's back up slightly because I don't want to be on the business end of that chainsaw. Chainsaws don't seem like they would do very good business. They would just chew their way through everything, causing a mess. We're going to take a shot and miss with a 90% chance, which is pretty rare, actually. That doesn't happen very often. I mean, 1 in 10 times it happens. 1 in 10 professionals say, oh, that reload's really, really cheap. Let's go straight burst fire mode on these guys. Burst fire! There it is. So we'll lock and load her real fast. Oh, they can't step through. They're actually stuck. That's hilarious. Here. I'm going to make this a fair fight. I'm going to allow you all into this room. That smiling carny is already... Is he knocked out or is he dead? Oh, we're out of ammo. I say, why can't I target you right now? Why won't you allow this to happen? I feel like the universe is conspiring against my happiness. My ability to destroy. Maybe it's that one right there. Oh, Clowny the Clown's been shot. Clowny the Clown will not be attending any birthday parties from here on out. He is not available for booking. Alright, so let's step up in here. We've already killed both of these individuals. I'm just going to line him up right there. We'll take Priscilla in because she's got bullets and can shoot. We've all got bullets and can shoot. Does a shell cost, like... Ow! That was unexpected. With 0 resistance, 98 damage. This seems like the kind of place where I could get pinned down by a lot of enemies, though. That did 42. That's not terrible. And then we can go... Oh, we can only reload for 4. Okay, so I guess all we have is full auto. Can't, like, squeeze off 1 round at a time. Can't pinch them out slowly. Stabbity stab right there. I don't think this is what she meant when she said she wanted to go to the fair. This has turned out to be a very, very unfair situation in all meanings. Like, it's been unfair for the carnies. It's been unfair for Priscilla. It's not a fair in the first place, so that's like the definition of the jocular unfair. How do I... Trying to find the spot where I could put these guys out real fast. Got the wrong weapon though, so that might help. There's got to be an attack spot in here somewhere. Something might be bugged. We need to sit here for a second. Continue firing and eliminating enemies. We'll start making bodies right here until finally we can actually advance through all this. I think we've just happened to be stuck behind a bunch of bodies that are unconscious, but are saying that they're dead. There we go. What jumpsuit is that guy wearing? It's pretty badass. I want a jumpsuit. Please don't tase me. I'd appreciate it if you would. I've got enough shocking revelations as it is. I don't need any... Ah! Okay, so you tased me. That's one of my all-time favorite things to watch on the internet. People getting tased. I don't know why it's so funny, but it's pretty funny. Also, snakes biting people. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. If you get bit by a snake, you pretty much had it coming. Like, you should be able to see that shit coming if you're familiar with snakes. So it's slightly humorous whenever it happens. That's it. A toothless carny. He's already got no teeth. Why are we making this even worse for him? Just let him go. Shoot him a couple times in the leg and let him hobble off to wherever he's going. He'd be Hobble Off Clowny. That'll be his name if he ever gets an action figure. Hobble Off Clowny with action balloon blowing. Ah. Unfortunately, since we're dizzy, we can't do anything, but pretty sure we can put him down like so. So where did she want to go in here? Like, what part of this whole carnival experience was Priscilla looking for? I don't know if there's like a trigger point that I'm supposed to take her to. But we went to all the effort to bring her out here and also almost get ourselves killed, so I suppose we should loot while we're here. Maybe that'll lead us to the node that we need. We do need parts and stuff like that. Oh, hooray. All the doors are unlocked. I love it when doors are unlocked. We got a medicine stash back here, but it's empty. So that was kind of like receptacleception right there, where I'm not even really positive what I should think about it. Like, they said there was loot in there, but all the loot was receptacles, and those receptacles were empty. So technically we got nothing unless you count the dozens of medical bags that we already have. Oh, good. They got weed, porn, and a couple other goodies. Just what we needed right now. Just what we needed. We've got some... Oh, never mind. I thought maybe I could loot the bed. Although, why you would want to loot the bed of a carny, I'm not sure. That seems like a great way to get stuck by a needle. I've been to enough carnivals. I've been to enough carnivals in the Bay Area to know. There's no way you're digging through that bedding without getting stuck with something. Without catching some disease. Carnies are always out there being weird. That's why they're carnies. They flow around a little bit. I'm not saying all carnies are like that. I've met nice carnies too, but I've definitely met a few that are like, yeah, you're running from the law, aren't you? There's no way that you're here doing this job legally. You're wanted for something. I can tell just by looking at you. Maybe I'll go back. I don't know what we're looking for. I guess we'll go through Clowny's stuff real fast. Got a toothless carny over here with a taser that he tried to take us out with. That taser is like the 1980s cell phone of tasers. That thing is enormous. You'd think they'd be able to get that like compacted down a little bit. What is that? A chemical suit? A mop suit? Huh. Alright, well, I'll take your beef jerky. He's got some whiskey and a chainsaw. I don't even know if I want the chainsaw. I guess I'll take it since there's only been like one in the game so far. So versus all the other weapons we tend to pick up, I guess it might be a tad more useful. So did this turn out to be the way you thought the carnival would be? This is more like the carnival the way your dad thought it would be, isn't it, Priscilla? Isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly how it turned out. I don't know where I should take her. This doesn't look like the right spot. We already took the horses out here, so we fulfilled the first half of like the quest, where she was like, let's go to the state fair. I could be wrong, though. There's gonna watch. If I was wrong about where we're supposed to take her, everybody's gonna be shouting at me down in the comments. I'll check the footage in just a second before we go back, but... I'm sorry, after this episode, I'll check the footage. Either way, we got to do something kind of fun. To beat up some clowns, and so for all of you out there who have clownophobia or whatever the hell it's called, I know it has a specific word. I read it just the other day on some trivia website or something. Just in case you missed it. Maybe she wants to see the Ferris wheel? Bueller. Bueller. Maybe, that seems like a pretty, if I ever have a kid, I might name him Ferris. Although having a kid that's named after a movie, I don't know if that's the wisest decision. Priscilla, you don't seem to be too stoked about the fact that we brought you out here. Like, I'm gonna need to see a little bit of appreciation right now. Just a tiny bit, not a lot, just some. A minuscule amount? Maybe I went to the wrong place. Either way, we killed clowns, so that's pretty fun. Let's get the hell on out of here. There's a couple of operating clowns in the area that I live that go to like birthday parties and stuff and are like super locally famous. Like all the little kids are ultra stoked when they see them at the supermarket. Like they have clown cars and stuff. It's kind of wild. I don't know if this is where I want to go right now. I moused through all the other locations that she marked on the map. I don't think it was a vegetable farm. None of these seem to be the sort of place that you would go to have a good time. Maybe it was Medieval Times. I don't know. That's all lit up. Let's go to Medieval Times. Maybe we'll be able to find like some more cool stuff out here, like some modified Kevlar plate mail or something. Be so badass. It'd be so awesome. It'd be the greatest. It'd be my favorite thing on Earth. Of all the things on Earth, including kittens, I would like that. History Museum. Okay, so let's go into the museum. I always wanted to make a place about the natural history of kitties called the Museum. I thought that people might find that to be adorable, and it would just be a museum. The Jack of Hearts, the Queen of Clubs, and the King of Diamonds. An Ace. Okay. Well, Ace, I got real bad news for you, Ace. This is gonna be one of those old Yeller episodes. One of those please don't make me do it daddy moments. It's not gonna be real fun for you in this episode, Ace. It's not something I'm proud of saying. But down, oh really, you're still alive, huh, Ace? Alright, well the Queen of Clubs is rushing at me with pointed weaponry. Actually, I guess that's the exact opposite of pointed weaponry. But anyways, I don't think she'll have much bullet resist, so this should be pretty easy. And now they're trapped in. I don't think they'll have piercing resist either. Why are we missing so much? Is he like super dodgy? Is that like his thing? He is the king, after all. Oh, and you've been shot for 91 points of damage. That's almost triple digits. That's almost triple digits. There we go. Ace is going to run away to get his dig it on. I don't like it when dogs dig in my backyard. It upsets me. Ow, 9 points of damage. However, shall I make do with my health being reduced by 9, madam? The jack or sir, I guess. And 14 points of damage. That's some early game damage right there. It's almost an embarrassing lack of damage. What is that helmet, though, that she's wearing? Is that chainmail? Let's check it out. And by check it out, I mean shoot them repeatedly until they fall down because I don't want to fight with them anymore. The Queen of Clubs is not named that after cards. She's actually the queen of the local club scene. She goes everywhere. Like, all of those super ritzy places you go to just, like, hang out on weekends and get super drunk off overpriced beer. That's how she became the Queen of Clubs. That's how she got that gig. Then she just sort of, like, moved over to the medieval times world. If the transition seems to have worked well for her. Please don't make me run down this dog. You're gonna make me run down this dog, aren't you? Alright, buddy, where you at? Oh, you're no longer paniqued. That's good. A panique sounds like a fancy form of bread. Like, I'll have 2 of the French paniques. Thank you. Please load that. Do you have those in garlic, actually? Do you have garlic paniques? Oh, you do. You have garlic paniques. Holy cats. My daddy was right. Museums are... Ah, I went to the wrong place. I'm an idiot. I went to the wrong place. Oh, there it is. The fact that you've all known for quite some time has been vetted. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. Hi to everybody.